The flow renderer was introduced into ArcGIS Enterprise at the 11.0 release, and it's really suited for data that has a magnitude and a direction, so things like ocean currents, or in this case, wind speed and direction. And here in Australia, the Bureau of Meteorology, they have an FTP site where they update their forecast products throughout the day. In this case, I've downloaded the hourly wind speed and paired it up with a wind direction data set. These are hourly kind of time slices of forecast data. And then over in ArcGIS Pro, I've already done this, I've created a mosaic data set as a kind of a container that's suited for vector magnitude data. The next step, I've then gone through the process of adding those 2net CDFs I downloaded from the FTP, adding them to the mosaic data set. And the last step I've gone through is actually exporting that mosaic data set out to a cloud raster format type, which is a format that's better suited for serving up these types of services to the web, but still supporting that multi-dimensional data at the same time. And that's that final step, so connecting to my ArcGIS Enterprise and sharing it out as a image service. And that then gives us this item to play around with. It's time enabled, so if I kind of look forward into the future, or future for me, I can start to see what the different hourly time slices will look like over the forecast period that's within this data set. You've also got full control over the styling, so looking at that map renderer style, if you're questioning my choice of colors, you might be right, and I can sort of change those colors here. Or the speed of the lines, you can speed this up, which doesn't really make sense for wind data. It looks a little bit alarming, so you can kind of slow it down. Or the density of the lines, again, you can sort of decide how many of these lines should be sort of, the density of the lines. And that density of lines flows through. So if I, zoom into the state of Victoria, each time you zoom in, the density will kind of match the level that you're looking at. It's worth pointing out that with this image service as an item, I can use this style that is quite appealing to look at, but there's still just a more, traditional, I love a good old wind barb, and this is the same item, but just using essentially a wind barb field. So again, as I zoom into the state of Victoria, that density setting is still kind of preserved in this style, but it's just using wind barbs. Or another common one is using kind of a classified arrow. And you might need to double check that the symbols are going in the right direction or not. But again, you've got this one image service that's been served up, and you can use it in a variety of different ways depending on the context of the application that you're putting together.